Sifu.
Okay. Okay, Kevin, if you're watching, you got 2 minutes. Have a drink.
I don't know why it's not going.
Okay. Had a back.
No, is it bad? Wow. Well, you got your mic off, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let me just confirm that I got. One, two. Check 1, 2. Yep, I got sound. Cool. All right. Good morning, everyone. Sorry about that slight delay getting started here. Just a little technical issue. In any case, this is beginner/intermediate, all ages Hung Gar Kung Fu class. As we always do, we're going to run through a series of warm-up exercises, some real light stretching and some punches, some kicks, some bridge blocks. Excuse me. Whoa, brain not working. Some bridge drills, and then we'll jump into 5 stances. Which, as you may or may not know, is something that we do that's specific to our school. It's a traditional Hung Gar 5 stances. Learn how to tie the upper and the lower body together. By the way, we have had our soft opening. That means we're doing a reduced class size, reduced class schedule, but we are doing physical classes at the school. You may be able to see these stickers on the floor that help everyone to keep a proper social distance, and we're using PPE, masks and all that stuff, and a pretty aggressive cleaning schedule as well. So we hope that if you are a student here that you will come back to classes. It's been fairly light, which is understandable. People are trying to figure out whether or not it makes sense for them, and that's obviously a personal choice. But again, we do hope that you'll come back and join us. And if you're online, we do hope that you'll join us on YouTube. We're really happy to have you watch us on Facebook as well. But we're trying to build our YouTube channel. We've had a great growth. We've had 650 subscribers as of today. But we're looking to push forward and reach a much broader audience worldwide. So without further ado, feet shoulder width apart, nice big hoop, and we turn. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. Reaching over. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Raising the arms, stretching towards the floor. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Middle once. Inhale and exhale. And again. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Middle once. Inhale and exhale. And again. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Middle once. Inhale and exhale. Hands on the waist, rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, and 2. Let's switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and 2. Crossing the hands, knees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and 2. Switch hands, switch directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and 2. Hands on the waist. We turn the head side to side gently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and 2. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and 2. Tilting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and 2. Rotation, looking all the way around. 1, 2, and 3. And we switch. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's open up the feet. Arms out, turning the waist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's cross the fingers. We're going to turn to the right. 1, 2, 3. We switch. 1, 2, 3. Switch. 1, 2, 3. Switch. 1, 2, and 3. Both feet flat, right leg straight. Just a light stretch. And we switch. Switch toe up. And again, we switch toe up. And we stand up. We're going to face the right-hand side. Both legs straight, bending at the waist. Now let's switch to the other side. Stretch. To the center. Let's bring the feet in. This mic. Sorry, everyone. Mic keeps popping off here. This is the frog. Sit. Butterfly. Put the right leg out. Stretch. Good. Put your left leg out. Stretch. Both feet out front, hands behind you, bounce, rotate the hip, and up. Very good. All right, so let's do deep breathing. Palms up, elbows down, elbows out. We inhale and exhale. Palms up, elbows down, elbows out. We inhale and exhale. One more time, palms up, elbows down, elbows out. We inhale and exhale. A lot of times in class, we see people that kind of do this, but you want to make sure that you're coming vertical to horizontal and expand from the chest. All right, very good. Next, we're going to open up our horse stance, and we're going to do some blocking and punching drills. Sorry, everyone. I don't know whether it's just that my ear's not the right shape for this thing or what, but it keeps coming off. So, okay, here we go. Make fists, raise them up, bend the knees, heels out at 45, toes out at 45, heels out at 45, and then feet parallel, bending the knees, back is straight, body's relaxed, and we punch. This is a reverse punch. We're going to bring it out and then turn it over last second. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Closing. 1, 2. Low block. Press. 1, 2. We want to make sure the wrist is in the middle. A lot of times we see people that block with the fingertips in the middle, and obviously something can get through the fingertips a lot easier than they can get through the wrist. You want the elbow bent. You don't want a straight arm. And when you come across with your next block, you're going to make a fist with your left hand right now. The right hand slides down as the left hand goes to the waist. Here we go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Closing. 1, 2. Now we go to middle block. We come across the body, stopping at the shoulder. Don't let your thumb stick out. You don't want to get hit when you're coming across the side. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Closing. 1, 2. High block. We lift. Same thing. We don't want the fingertips in the middle, but the wrist. Okay, don't let the hand be flat out like this. You want the focus of the strength of that position to be right here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Closing. 1, 2. Limwam Samsik, all 3 on each arm. Low, middle, high. 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 Low, middle, and high. Closing. 1, 2. Now we do low block with a punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Closing. 1, 2. Middle block with a punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Closing. 1, 2. High block with a punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Closing. 1, 2. Now we go Danji Kyoseo. So we're going to squeeze down all of the fingers except for your index finger. We pull back. We're going to push out to the sides. 1, 2. Always return back to the same position at the chest. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Going low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Going high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Last set, shoulder width, shoulder height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Thrust, flip, roll, press. Thrust, flip, roll, press. Thrust, flip, roll, press, and we close. 1, 2, closing the feet, shake it out, and deep breathing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Just as a reminder, you'll probably notice if you're newer to these classes that every one of these exercises we're closing either single hand or both hands at the same time, right? And sometimes I think these moves are misinterpreted. We see a lot of people kind of using it like they're going to strike, but really what we're doing here is someone grabs, you bend the elbow, drop the elbow for leverage, and then press. So we're practicing that motion over and over again. It's significant because if you get grabbed onto, you don't have a whole lot of time to think about it. If someone grabs you and you go, oh, what's that thing I'm supposed to do? I pull in, you get punched in the face a bunch of times already. So if you practice this over and over again, you can make it part of your body's vocabulary, and it's something you don't have to think about. Someone grabs and you just turn, and you're able to react in a way that's effective versus just trying to struggle your way out. Okay, so anyway, next up, we're going to go feet shoulder width apart. Left hand on the waist, right fist to the center. We don't want to line up on the shoulder here. And punch. Yat du choi. Okay, let's switch. Punch. Philosophy behind a punch here is you want to relax everything. The fist is a hard object. That's a stone. Your arm should be like a rope. So it flies out, but you're not putting a lot of muscular tension into it. Stop, switch. We're going to turn to the right and punch. Notice my body stays facing the front. My punch goes to the side. Let's switch. Punch. Okay, stop. Both fists up by your ears. Hiwa choi. You're going to turn and drop diagonally towards the opposite knee. Again, everything nice and relaxed. Okay, stop. Bina choi. Edge of the fist, we raise the elbow, let it out, and in, go. Okay, switch, punch. Okay, good. Chaelun choi, cartwheel punch. One fist rolling over the top of the other. Okay, I'll do it from the side just so you can get another perspective. The size of this circle is dependent on what you use as a marker for your fist. So the fist of one arm is going to line up with the elbow of the other. If I go shoulder to shoulder, that's too big. If I go wrist to wrist, too small, elbow. Okay, stop. Kwa choi, back of the fist. Again, just let it whip out there. Okay, switch, punch. Okay, good. Next up, we're going to do Tilbo Tanachoi. Tilbo Tanachoi is lightly touching with your left toe. Your right foot's facing 45 degrees. Left hand is in the high mid position. Your right hand is a fist, low block position. So you're protected on this side here. You wouldn't have to move too much to block most of something that would come your way. What we're going to do is switch stance and punch. Switch, 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 and switch. Very good. Deep breathing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Very good. All right, so next up we're going to do a series of kicks. I will do 6 kicks each. All right? When you're at home, you're on your own. You're on your own time. You can do as many kicks as you like. Throw a couple hundred if you like. Just for the interest of time, since we only have a 1-hour class, we're going to do 6. We're going to put our left foot in front. You want to be in a leaning stance. The toe of your left knee is the knee of your left leg is over the toe. Your back leg is straight. Both feet are facing 45. Left hand on top, that same frame we were doing for Tilbo Tanachoi. What we're going to do is punch and toe out with the right, kick with the right toe, step back, punch with the left. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep your frame. 5. Don't let the hands drop back like this. 6. Let's switch. Kicking with the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. Let's switch. Now, same thing. We're going to push out with the bottom of the heel. Jit Chang Hoi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's switch. Straight leg kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's switch. Wang Sohoi. So we're going to throw a round kick. Same procedure as always. Punch with the right, toe out. We're going to really use that toe out to our advantage here because we're going to turn the waist into it, lifting the knee and turning the hip over. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. Deep breathing. Very good. So when we're doing deep breathing, we're going to use that to gain control of the breath, calm the body down, and prepare it for what we're going to do next. So next up, we're going to do our traditional 5 stances drill. Okay? I'm going to do this drill to 4 different directions. Normally when you see Sifu, when you see Grandmaster Chin teaching a class here, when we're streaming, I am the person in the back of the background, I should say, behind the camera, and I'm editing, so I'll clip from one camera to another to give you the best view. Here, since the editor is also now in front of the screen, in front of the camera, I won't be able to do that, but we're going to use the mirrors. We have this one camera here. We're going to use the mirrors, and I'll go to 4 different directions. So if you miss it on one side, don't worry, we're going to do it again the next direction, and so on. So we start here. Ready position, hands at the sides. We make fists, raise them up, raise them to the chest. Palms open, drop the elbows, push out. Palms up, make fists. Many of you will recognize this as a Gunji opening. Open. Push. Pull. Push. Pull. Push. Double elbow. Press. Thrust. Press. And we close. Now right fist on top. Step out, offset horse stance. That's toe to heel. Drawing the bow, chun kill. Sliding step, leaning stance, punch. Left hand underneath, step all the way through. Pull your elbow back, turn your waist, punch. Also make sure you're turning your feet. Toe out, big cross step, big hoop, turn. Wulin by me. Dragon whips tail. Spin out, corner back fist to the head. Make a circle with your left hand, chun. Step up to cat stance, punch. Step straight back, cover. High block, low block, left knee up, drop and chop, uppercut, and we close facing this direction. Now we're going to be headed towards the camera. I'm going to move back just a little. Right fist on top, step out, chun. Sliding step, punch. Left hand underneath. Step through, right foot is forward, pull the elbow back, punch. Toe out, big cross step, dragon whips tail. Spin out, corner back fist to the head, chun. Step up, punch. Step straight back, cover. High block, low block, left knee up, drop and chop, uppercut, and we close. Going again, we're going to step out to the left. Right fist on top, step out, offset horse stance, drawing the bow. So the reason we also call this drawing the bow is because if you had a bow and arrow, you wouldn't just hold onto the string and push out with your arm. You wouldn't hold onto the bow and pull back on the string. You'd want to use your body to open it up so you're not using too much muscle of the arm, but rather using the leverage of the waist. Sliding step, punch, leaning stance. Left hand underneath, step all the way through, elbow strike, punch. Toe out, big cross step, dragon whips tail. Spin out, corner back fist to the head, chun. Step up, cat stance, punch. Step straight back, cover. High block, low block, left knee up, drop and chop, uppercut, close. We're now going the final direction to the front. We've done 3 sides so far. Here we go. Right fist on top, step out, chun. Sliding step, punch. Left hand underneath, step all the way through, elbow, punch. Toe out, big cross step, dragon whips tail. Spin out, corner back fist to the head, chun. Step up, cat stance, punch. Step straight back, cover. High block, low block, left knee up, drop and chop, uppercut, and we close. Very good. All right, deep breathing. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask those questions in the comments section below. Also, please make sure that you let us know how we're doing. If there's something you like, honestly, if there's something you don't like, let us know. I can't promise you that we'll change what we're doing because it's something that you don't particularly love, but your input really does matter to us. We want to make sure that we're providing an experience for all of you, whether you're here in our school or around the world watching on YouTube or Facebook, but hopefully YouTube. We want to provide an experience that serves your needs and helps you to achieve your goals. That's really why we're doing this. So give me 1 sec, everyone. Sorry about that, just had to grab a quick sip of water. All right, so next up, we're going to run through the first form that we teach here. Even though 5 stances, you could consider it a form, but it's not officially a form. We call it a drill. So next up, we're going to run through Moy Fa Kuen, the Plum Flower Fist set. Again, I'm going to move around more than I normally would as far as changing my position in the room so that I can stay in frame, and hopefully you guys can use the mirror. Everyone can see right now I'm holding up my right, I'm holding up my left, and you can see the front from the mirror, so hopefully that will also be useful. All right, so here we go. Make fists, raise them up, left hand middle, bend the knees, step with the right and turn. Cat stance, turn the waist, salute. Step back, feet together, we close. Bend the knees, turn to your right, step out, offset, high block, low block. Pull your foot back, cross step, cross block, offset horse stance, right hand middle, turn, dragon. Right fist on top, step back, chun, scoop, step up, press, uppercut. Left hand on top, cat stance, remove. Step up, punch, squatting. Step out. Notice I step to offset. That's because as I turn to leaning, now my feet are aligned like they're supposed to be. Uppercut. Left hand on top, remove. Step up, punch. Toe out, cat stance, high block hammer fist, step out, cross block. We got an X here, we're going to put it over the knee. Turn. Drunken punch. Left hand underneath, remove, high block. Step up, punch. Squatting. Step up, uppercut. Sliding step, punch. Squatting. Elbow up, we step up, press. Lift, cut. Double palm strike to the waist, remove. Punch. Toe out, step to the rear. Notice I left my fist on that right side. I come across to my front direction, left hand underneath, elbow strike or remove. Now we're going to roll the shoulder and turn the waist and stance. Low corner back fist, palm strike to the chest, high block. Oh, sorry, losing my mic again. Okay, outside crescent, removes, then hop, kick, press, turn the waist, trap, bong seal. Sit up, turn, back fist. Remove, punch. Right fist on top, we step in, step back, and then clear the way forward. Chun. Sliding step, palm strike to the waist. Pull the foot back, cross step, scoop. Press, kick, punch. Dragon. Right fist on top, chun. Sliding step, leaning stance, punch. Middle block, turn, salute. Step back, 1, 2, 3, and we close. Good, so let's do deep breathing. Very good. Now you'll notice I'm going through this kind of step by step, move by move, because this is instructional. This is not a performance pace, but this is a pace that we try to make it easy to follow and see what move is where and where it fits into the sequence so that you can do this at home on your own. Okay? All right, next up, we're going to do Lau Gar Kuen, the Lau family fist set. This is the second form that we teach at Calvin Chin's Martial Arts Academy. I know a lot of other Hung Kuen schools, Hung Gar schools, even including some in our own Lam family lineage. Some of those schools will start with Gunji, but actually we start with Moy Fa. We do Lau Gar as our second form. We do Bung Bu Kuen, the crushing step, 7-star Praying Mantis form that was introduced to our system by Great Grandmaster Lam Jo. And then we do Ching Cheurng, the War Palm set, as our fourth form, and then Gunji is actually our fifth form. So anyway, let's run through Lau Gar. This is the second form again. I'm going to adjust my stepping so I stay in frame. And we'll utilize the mirrors. Ready position, make fist, raise them up. Left hand middle block, leaning stance. Turn. Toe out, suspended, salute. Step back, bring it in, pivot, middle block, step up, salute, step back, turn, feet together, and close. I'm going to move over just a little so you can still see. 2 punches to the ears, 2 punches down, open, push out, scoop, step up with your left foot, chun, step up, cat stance, punch. You may recognize this verbatim directly out of 5 stances. Step straight back, cover, leaning stance, high block, low block. That's where this changes. Now we're going to go chop to the waist. Pull your foot back, scoop, press, kick, punch. Right fist on top, step in, step back, and clear the way. Chun, sliding step, leaning stance, punch. Step all the way through. Right hand goes to a high block position. Left hand goes to this middle position. We're going to turn the waist, diagonal strike. Lift, high blocks, Song Gong Seal. We're going to strike out. Drop the elbows, turn, dragon. Turn, then toe out, cross step, high block, low block. Pivot, sliding step, palm strike. Pull your foot back, scoop, press, kick, hop, thrust, cut, double chop, tindu, diagonal strike, wang chang hoi, we kick, phoenix eye, right fist on top, clearing the way, chun, sliding step, punch. Left hand on top, step through, fold, strike, engjang, thrusting elbow, dropping palm, laojang. Back fist, step out, chun, sliding step, punch, step all the way through, tindu, Song Gong, elbows down, dragon, turn, toe out, cross step, high block, low block, pivot, palm strike, pull your foot back, scoop, press, kick, hop, thrust, cut, chop, tindu, wang chang hoi, phoenix eye, both palms down. I should say both hands down, palms facing out, fingertips to the left. Turn, just keep this lined up with your hips. Then you don't need to use too much arm strength. You've got it lined up with the body, you got good structure. Cross step, right hand on top, we're gonna turn the wheel, left hand to the shoulder. Step through, turn, leaning, push. You don't wanna push up here to the midsection. Cross step, turn, scoop. Cross step, left hand on top, turn, right hand to the shoulder. Step, turn, push. Step in, step out, 45. Low, uppercut or middle position. Step in, step out, low, uppercut or middle. I'm just gonna move offset of the camera. Step straight back, middle block, reach out, chop to the neck. Adjust your foot, thrusting elbow, dropping palm, back fist. Left hand underneath, lift, 1, 2. Cross step, open, trap, step through, press, leaning stance, thrust. Middle block, step to the corner, suspended, turn, salute, 1, 2, 3. And we close. Good job, everybody. Hopefully that was not too difficult to follow. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Give me 1 sec. I'm just going to have a quick sip of water. And then we'll do third form, Bung Bu Kuen. So actually, before we do third form, one thing I did want to go over, a lot of times people have this motion as a really big, wide motion. So in second form, in Lau Gar, we have turning the wheel to the push, turning the wheel to the push. And to our thinking, the farther away from your body your hands are, the less leverage you have. Right? My ability to press down from out here is nowhere near as good as it is from here, right? So we use this outside of the fact that it's been handed down from generation to generation within our tradition a certain way, so we do it that way, but we also question, well, why is it this way, why is it that way? And so When we're doing the butterfly movement, if your hands go too big, you leave yourself open, and you don't have a lot of leverage to take someone's arm up like this. If you turn, go to your middle position, one hand high, one hand low, and now we call this turning the wheel, right? Like turning the wheel of a steering wheel. Let's say on a bus or something that's a little more vertical, okay? So you turn, bring it in, and push. Both hands out, turn. Set the position, and turn, push. Turn, middle position, turn the wheel, push, right? I mentioned this just before we do Bung Bu Kuen because in the third form, we have another turning the wheel. And this is the same thing. If I go kind of position to position, endpoint to endpoint, I should say, then there's a big hole. I can get hit here, right? But when I'm here, if I go middle position, turn the wheel, sweep. Middle position, turn the wheel. So something comes in here. If it's the mid-height, I'm able to take it this way and sweep. If it's coming from the low height, I'm able to take it around and sweep. If I do this, I've got this big hole here, which you can clearly see an opening through. So with that being said, let's go through Bung Bu Kuen, the crushing step, the third form that we teach here at Calvin Chen's Martial Arts Academy. So we're here, press, high block, hop, punch. Come across with your right, left hand underneath, change hand, hop. 1, 2, 3, thrust. I'm going to switch my feet, but normally you just step all the way through, punch. Okay, I'm going to move back. Okay, so you're here, cross step with your left foot, big circle, grab, knee up, bring the foot down first, elbow, back fist. We're going to turn, lift, catch, put the foot down first, and then turn. High block, ginger fist. Scoop, vertical. Hop. 1, 2, 3, thrust. Punch, punch down, lift. 1, 2, 3. Hop. I'm going to move back just so I stay in frame. Hop. 1, 2, 3. Thrust out. Bring the fist down to the shoulder. Step through. Thrusting punch. Grab with your right. Step back with your left. Grab with your left. Turn. Low block, palm strike. This is waist high. Step out. Left elbow. Leaning stance. Toe out. Cat stance. Right elbow. Sorry, my mic is literally falling right off my head. Here we go. We're going to step out. High block. Toe out. Drop the elbow. Step through. Chop. Scoop. Pivot. Double elbow. Make sure your elbows are parallel to the floor and shoulder width. If you do this or you're doing this, you've kind of gone too far. Step out with your left foot. Left hand comes to middle. Right hand on top. We're going to remove with the right hand while we pull the left back and strike out. Leaning stance. Pivot, pivot, punch. Toe out, sweep. Sweep. Vertical. Kick, hop, kick, thrust, strike by turning the waist. A lot of times we see people do this. It's great, but you actually have to have the body involved. So you kick, hop, kick, turn the waist, strike. Feet together, uppercut, step out to the corner, press. High block, cut. Press, high block, cut. Press, high block, cut. Step down to leaning, turn, middle. 1, 2, 3. Toe out, step through, uppercut. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Turn, lift. Oop, there goes the mic. One more time. I'm going to blame Minor. I say he's got tiny ears. So, hold on one sec. Okay. Hopefully that'll stay put now. We'll see. So we lift, sweep, 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 and chop. Hook, back fist. Pull back, suspended, hop. 1, 2, 3, thrust. Step all the way through, punch. Turn, horizontal to vertical. Pivot, step up, double elbow, step up, and close. Okay, so let's go. Deep breathing. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. So I know a lot of times people get caught up on kind of the stylistic aspect of things, and you do hear Sifu talk a lot about how the imagery is important, right? If you're doing a tiger and it looks like a snake, it's probably not very good form. But that being said, we don't want to get so hung up on over-stylizing the movement for the animal that it's supposed to be. You know, like some wushu mantis, and they have this low, stretched out stance. But for this form, Bung Bu Kuen, we want to keep things still pretty structurally sound and fairly close to the body. Even though it's a northern form, it's still not this kind of northern. The movements are still closer to the body, and we use the leverage of the structure. So anyway, in that case, we've got 15 minutes left. So I'm going to bring my Sifu back to work with you guys further.
Good. So, hi everyone. We've started the classes back at the academy, and it's been fairly light because a lot of people are a little concerned about the return. But anyways, we've been streaming those classes, and so, while we're doing the virtual class directly to you, seeing other people do the forms as a group, it actually is pretty interesting for you to join in as well. So typically on Tuesday and Thursday at 6 o'clock, we have the Kung Fu classes that are done. If it's a small group, we might do it in here, but if it's a large group, we would do it in the other side. We have a single camera there that you would see, an overall wide angle picture of people doing the forms. So last night we did the intermediate advanced forms, and people got to see everyone, the advanced students, some instructors doing the forms from beginning all the way up into Fu Hawk. So actually it was something that, as a class running as a group, you could see people doing it and how in sync they can be. And you might see little variations of how people execute. So that's a normal characteristic because not everyone, Sifu is in there doing the form. So, everything that we're talking about, Lucien was talking about the geometry of position and some of the structure integrity. We don't actually want to reach outside the boundaries of where our strength actually diminishes. It's kind of the law of diminishing returns. If you overreach, you're going to be losing your foundation. So when we're in our stance, we have to be stable, not too low, because if it's too low, then you're actually unable to get out of position. So your thighs should be about 45 degrees. That's the most sort of common position. Some people like to go really low and make it look good, but actually it's not as functional. You do some of the lower stances to build some strength in your legs, but that's just for looks and stability, just as an exercise. But functionality comes from being either in a position like this or even a little bit more upright. So not upright in the sense that your legs are straightened out completely, but you have to either be bending or in between. So you have the cross-section of some stability and then still have the ability to be mobile, because you have to be able to move forward and back. Sometimes you go into a deeper stance, depending on how low you're going to strike, maybe going like that, but actually once you're there, you have to get out of your position. So the key to that is shifting your weight. One of the things that we do as a drill, when we do this, we're actually developing agility of footwork, still having, this is your cat stance, you need some strength here, this is your horse stance, there's your punching position. So the turning of the body is very important, especially for beginners in moving into intermediate level. You want to build the consistency of your movements, the structure of the position is what I call the geometry of position. So when we talk about triangles, straight, circular. So uppercut is actually a circular movement. Okay, circular movement. A back fist is actually a circular movement. It's actually coming around like this A straight movement kind of goes in this way or this way. So you have to define those two type of movements. If we chop like in the second form, that's really an arc, a circular move. Whether it's to the neck or to the waist, you have to kind of judge that distance and how it comes around. So, of course, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, but how do you go through the tunnel if it's blocked? That's the straight line. So you may have to go around. So going around doesn't mean that it's this big. It could be just like that. It's already going around. Because if I'm here and I go like this, that could be coming around this way. Going around, say in the first form, when I uppercut like this, I'm coming over the top. So it's creating an arc. It's kind of turning over. So if you look at the image from the side, you can see that it came over the top. So this is coming over the top, just like this is coming underneath. This is coming around, just like that's coming around. So that's direction of movement. So direction of movements, I look at hooks as right to left. Uppercuts are from down to up, and upward movements down would be downward movements, just like diagonal strike or cover hand like this. That's a downward hook. We have those in Fu Hawk. We have rising punches like this as a water punch. We have a arcing movement like this, which is an extended movement in the drunken fist. So if you look at all those movements that we have in the forms that you've just reviewed, has a lot of these movements that gives you the diversity. You're coming around this way because if you're down here, you would strike in this direction. You wouldn't go from here to this side. You'd have to go from here and then back down. So, there's two directions in a single plane of movement. So what I mean by that, if I pull back like this, I punch like that, and I pull back like this, it's really a backward movement in this direction. So what would you do on the backward movement is deflect, and then you follow with this. If I'm like this and I strike here, that's a deflection or interception with the back fist, and then here. So the back fist here is not necessarily this. It could be your forearm. So sometimes if someone punches to the waist and you go like this, that becomes a corner back fist, but it's used as a block or a deflection. So not all of the movements that we use, that we classified as a fist movement, is necessarily always an offensive motion. It could be defensive. So when we strike down like this, my hand is here defensively, this hand strikes here. My hand is here, I could follow right from there with the punch. I don't have to pull back here to punch. It just goes from there, and it goes from there. So we also have those are shorter punches. This is the full basic punch when you're driving it like this to develop the body mechanics and the motion and the timing. But when your hands are here, you never actually pull back to here. It's actually from here to here. Now, if I'm setting up, I'm drawing back, and then there would be the long punch. If I go like this, it's actually, chambered here, but it doesn't really start to accelerate till it gets to about here. So, movements they're not stiff, and you're not using the same intensity here as once it's initiated from the turn, it just ends up where you want it to. So it's hitting the target. So the hands should actually follow the eye should follow the hands. The eyes, there's a hand-eye coordination. Always track your hand in the direction that you're going, because that's what you have to develop, that sight line. The sight line is looking at your target and knowing where your intent is. We call it intention, conscious intent. You have a mind direction, and it's going toward that because the visuals and everything is focused on that target. So you just go in that direction. So that's what we're doing. We go like this, there's a target. There's a target. When we step like this, the target is here. See? So that's what your focus is on. It's not just out the sides. It's right here. It's specific to the space. So we have this rectangle here, and you're dealing with that space. anything outside of the rectangle, you don't have to deal with it. But you have to move around that rectangle because you're always moving toward your opponent. So if the opponent is here and I move to here, I have to face the opponent. If he's here, I turn, moving it here. So you're always moving around that center point. And your center point, you always have to face your opponent when you're moving. So facing, it could be square, it could be 45 degrees, it could be side, depending on what your technique is. So if I'm here and I kick this way, the kick would come around this way. If I'm here and I kick this way, then it would go that way as a side kick. If I'm driving it this way and I come in like this, now I'm square, but then if I step to the side like this and I shoot this punch out, then you're angling. So all these movements that you have, even though we're going straight towards you like this, if I go like this, you can see the angular position. If I'm here and I lift, I'm still here, I'm still here. See? So you're moving, shifting like that. That's what your footwork does. It moves you in directions. You can weave and bob, go up and down as part of your approach to what you're trying to strike. So you have to move. You can't just stand here rigid and think that it's going to work. So you have to learn to maneuver your body. So when I'm here, I'm going low, I'm ducking. If I go from here, I lift up and then strike. Any of these movements can be cycling. The chill and you're doing the drills. When you block, you're here. You hook, your back fist. All of these are different strikes that are built into your body form and your repertoire of techniques. So that's why we do forms, mainly to get our body familiar with the movements. So you have your stances, which is sliding step. You have this is a sliding step. This is moving in toward your opponent without jumping around. A lot of styles like to jump around when they're sparring. Actually, jumping around is good for a sport, but actually, in reality, it's not good to be hopping around. You're never going to hit your target, and if you do hit your target, it's not strong enough because you don't have, a foundation. You don't have a root where you have power to strike from. Sort of like, that thing that breaks buildings down, that big ball on a string or a big cable. That cable is swinging off a pendulum and is hitting a building and breaking it down. If that was swinging and it didn't have a base for that thing to impact, you wouldn't be able to move in and drive that force in there. So if this thing was just hanging in space, it would just hit it and wouldn't really do much. So when you move, whether it's swinging your arms or swinging your arms, you have to have a good base because once you have an impact, you have to be stable enough to be able to sustain your position. So that's why you have to have a good foundation. So on that note, Lucien, about time? Yeah, so hopefully you'll follow some of the other classes to see people doing the forms as a group, and seeing that would be an advantage to you because now you can see people actually moving through the form, whereas when we're teaching it, you see us do it and you try to copy that, but seeing a group of people doing it, it might be a little bit easy to follow, and then you can see how the execution is. At the same note, subscribe, thumbs up, share it, and hopefully you can improve your skill. See you next time. Okay. Any engagement? Yeah.